That's James Maddock right here. He's live in the studio. This is KRTS FM 93.5, Marfa Public Radio. Radio for a wide range, that's right. It's the Night Train Express where you never know what you're going to get. We got two musicians in the house tonight. James Maddock, who you just heard, and right before that we heard Jason Blum. And they're both here right now. James, I want to ask you about your influences. Okay, so you're from Leicester, England, and you live in New York, and you've got definitely a very Americana kind of. You know, I actually hear a little bit of. I don't know if you're a fan, but I hear a little bit of Jackson Brown type of sound in there.
Sure, I love Jackson Brown.
Well, so do we, but we all. And I just was wondering if you. Where do your influences come from? What are your primaries?
My influences are like Bob Dylan and Neil Young and Jackson Brown and the Eagles and the West Coast sound.
Right.
Big influence for me.
I can hear it, yeah.
So I loved all that acoustic-based.
So growing up in England, so you get into stuff like you're spinning the records as a kid and all this stuff. You're doing the thing, and you just got into it and you roll with it. Yeah,
I just kept playing and writing, and that was my, things that sound good on the acoustic guitar and the voice. Just always gravitated towards that sound, and that's been my kind of MO really since I started.
How did it go over when you were in England? When you were in England, how did what was the reception over there? People into it?
I kind of had a record deal in England when I was a lot younger, but then I did some more recording, and I landed a record deal in New York with Columbia, and then everything kind of shifted over here. So my music suits the American style a little bit more, at least at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. I really like that track.
Thank you.
It's really cool. Jason, I want to play another one from you. This record you just put out, Radio Dial. This is the song that you wrote in the back, well, you finished it in the backyard of Padres. Over a couple of years. I remember the day, Paul, you and Paul Miner were here.
Yep.
You're hanging out. I was working, but I was hanging out with you all a little bit. And I do recall you all were sitting there in the back under the carport or whatever, fooling with this song.
Yeah.
Tell us about this track.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, a little closer.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah, that day I came, I always come and find you when I come through Marfa. I had my guitar on your back, and you said, hey, I got a gig for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Tonight, you're playing at 7 or 8, whatever it was.
That's right.
And Paul set up the sound, and I was feeling the magic out here then. I was out on this ranch working. I think I was cooking for Jerry Patterson that day. I had a private chef gig, and I was entertaining him on the guitar.
And I like that guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. And so I had a lot of free time to myself, and I just had this beautiful moment in that day before I saw you. I was in this watering hole, and the horses were running, and they let them out running. The horses came up and saw me. I had the most romantic, most beautiful time, by myself. It was the best time of my life.
Man, I get it, man. That's what that can happen out here. It's happened for me out here.
Yeah, it was overwhelming,
Yeah.
And so I was working on some music that day, and I thought about that moment of wanting to have, a woman around to share that with. And that was kind of the basis for this thing. And I remember laying on my back and looking at the stars in Marfa, and that kind of all came together. Anyway.
So this song is called Las Estrellas.
Yeah.
And let's hear it right now. This is Jason Blum off the new record Radio Dial. Both these guys are coming back to Marfa, by the way, everybody. James Maddock and Jason Blum Jason's been here many times, but James has just told me that he's coming back soon. So remember the names. They're going to be back around. And Jason's been coming in for a few years now, but James has made it clear that he's not going to be a stranger to our area. So if you like the music, or even if you're just curious, remember these names. Jason Blum, we're about to play another song by him, Las Estrellas. And you just heard James Maddock. They're both in town tonight. They just played an impromptu show at the Lost Horse Saloon. They're right here live in the KRTS studios on the Night Train Express. It's great to have them here. So right now, Las Estrellas, let me see if I can get this thing started. This is Jason Blum off his new record.